Well, ladies and gentlemen, so welcome to Planets Through Ascendant series. And this week we're going to be covering our placement of Sun in the 7th house for Pisces ascendant people. And what happens when Sun is in the 7th house in the sign of Virgo for a Pisces rising sign. And as always, if you do not know if you have this placement, what other astrological details you have, including all my books, Astrology, Conjunction, Aspects, and Mahadashas at the Speed of Light. For that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, and there's a shop section. So, Sun in the 7th house in Virgo for Pisces ascendant people. Well, this is a quite an unusual placement of the Sun. It does have its setbacks, So what's happening here is that the 6th Lord Sun is sitting in the 7th house. And 6th house is the house of disputes. Disputes, divorces, fights, arguments, debts, obstacles, daily routines. And so with this Sun, shows that first of all, a person always gets married late. Early marriages have a hard time surviving, because that usually can show that it was just a karmic marriage, meaning it was just limited time. You had to fulfill this desire with this person to be married, but then you move on. Because a Virgo, it's actually a very feminine sign, and it's the only dual sign that does not pretty much guarantees any divorces. So a person is able to sustain a marriage if they get married late. And this is the person who has their daily routines, their daily life revolves around their spouse. Whether it's a man or woman, for them, they always want to do activities with their spouse. They're always wanting to know on a daily basis where their spouse is, what they're doing. Because these are the people that cannot live without relationships. They need to have relationships. Their daily routines is all about wanting to interact with the other person. But also what happens is they also want to interact with other people. They love creating this one-on-one relationship. But the thing is, this is a placement which brings about this natural domination towards the spouse. Now the thing is, the domination that occurs, it occurs in a way that they always criticize their spouse. They always somehow critically looking at their spouse. They're trying to perfect their spouse, which may come out as like feeling dominated. But also I see that one's spouse can also be a healer. And your spouse most definitely will be very much engaged in occult mysticism, hidden knowledge. Spouse will bring in wealth. At the same time, you will not have the greatest relationship with your in-laws. And you may be the main breadwinner. But like I said, spouse will bring in the money. What I'm saying is that the luck of the spouse will be shared in your chart. Now, can this go from women as well, where they're the breadwinners, but they're making a lot of money, they're happy with their spouse. Sure, there's arguments, yes. Everybody can do everybody's job these days. So look, I mean, it's possible, you know. But one thing we also see is that one is always able to defeat enemies and pay their debts off, especially through help of the spouse. You'll always be able to take care of your debt. But you know, this is one of those placements that has to be seen with aspects and conjunctions and nakshatras to really see what it's doing, because yes, it does bring about a lot of ego battles, a lot of arguments and fights within the marriage. Okay, so guys, this is my analysis of Sun in the 7th house in Virgo. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And if you want to know where your Sun is placed, all the other astrological details, my book reports, consultation, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow with Ketu in the ascendant of Navamsha. Okay, bye bye.